last year.
First pitch swinging, line drive, he's done it. John Means has no hit the Mariners. They go! Brown fakes, dishes, Kyrie going for the 50-piece. Irving has 50!
Pressure from the Steelers. Mayfield in trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Who else but T.J. Watt?
First downs on this drive. Heineke, end zone, McLaurin, touchdown!
Torres drives that ball center field, hit deep, going back near the wall. Wilkerson, maybe, nope, goodbye, home run. Get him out of there! Don't throw to him.
I never seen anything like
Put
it.
up four fingers.
I've never seen anything like it.
He is just tearing the Orioles apart.
Jonathan Taylor, goodbye, touchdown, Indy, as he crossed the tape at the goal line. 78 yards.
And here we go.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Sports Department Podcast with Justin Valenkovic, Stephen Clark, and Stephen Bologna. And baseball is right around the corner, so we're doing our division preview podcast here. Last year, we did every single division in depth. Well, we ain't got time for that because of the lockout, so we really didn't talk about it too much. And it's WrestleMania week, so our schedule is jam-packed. So we're cramming everything into one podcast right here. And so we'll get into all of that. We've recapped the free agent moves and trades in the offseason, so we'll probably touch on those as well, because obviously that impacts each team and how we'll talk about that, but we won't get too in depth. So what's going on?
You know, life's going on, Justin. It's been cold up here in the Northeast. Not too happy about that.
Oh, it sucks.
But warmer weather's on the way. So
yeah, 45 tomorrow.
Good.
And then 70 on Thursday.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
I blew my ass off walking to work today.
A little swampy?
No, not today.
Oh.
Not all of us can have, parking right out front of the building like you, Clark, and Bologna.
I park about a half mile away. So
okay, I have to walk 16 city blocks basically.
Yeah, I walk like a minute, not even.
Justin, you can get a skateboard, dude.
Dude, I hate the people on the scooters and the bikes. Like this, throw it on. Like, oh god, they're the
worst. Get a penny board.
No, I will kill myself in the city trying to do that. So let's kick things off with probably the most competitive division in baseball. It's a 4-team race. Yeah. So, and that is the American League East with the Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, Red Sox, and the Orioles all the way down there. So initially, this division is going to be an absolute bloodbath because everyone's going to beat up on the Orioles. And then at that point, they have to kick the crap out of each other to see who wins it. Honestly, all four of these teams could win the division and they could all be wild card teams at the same time. But I don't see four teams making it out of the East in the postseason. So one of them have to win. Initially, thoughts on the division?
Man,
Go ahead,
I mean, it's going to be, like you said, Justin, a bloodbath. You have probably the alpha with Tampa Bay. Didn't really make any crazy moves this offseason. I know. What am I missing? A move, Clark?
Didn't they get Rodon?
No,
that's the Giants.
Oh, the Giants. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
they got Corey Kluber.
Yeah, they got Kluber.
Kluber.
Oh yeah, same vein.
They went after Freddie Freeman, but weren't able to get him. But again, this was first they won they won the East last year.
They got Coochie, right?
He went to the Blue Jays.
Toronto. So yeah,
I'll just be quiet.
Tampa Bay is definitely top dog. Barring, of course, Toronto really jumps that extra year of the rebuild, and the young prospects are now, or like the young players, really step it up. Honestly, Toronto scares me the most because they just missed it, the playoffs last year. Then they added two aces with Kikuchi and Gausman. You re-signed Berrios. You get Matt Chapman.
You still have Hyun-Jin Ryu.
Yeah, this is just a scary team.
And they got Tapia, not a big move, but at least you got a lefty bat in the lineup and a defensive glove. This whole Blue Jays team is kind of like what you're hitting on, Steve. They've been a year ahead of schedule, this kind of whole rebuild. Like their ETA jumped really quick and they're going for it now. Honestly, I think they have the best lineup in the American League. I think they're just hands down the best team in the American League on paper.
Most complete for sure.
Yeah. And maybe they make a move at the deadline, by the deadline for a back end reliever, because Merriweather was doing well as their closer last year until he got hurt. But kind of like what you're hitting on, Steve, Tampa's just owned this division for the past few years.
Yeah.
And they're in the same kind of school of thought as I am with like the Astros. Until I see them dethroned, I won't believe it just because of how well they've run this division. So at the end of the day, I think I want to buy into the hype of Toronto. I really, really do. And it's easy to jump and buy into it, but I want to go with Tampa. Steve, what do you think?
Me or Clark?
Clark,
go ahead, buddy.
Clark, on this.
I want to touch on one thing Justin said earlier about the Orioles. I know before you went on, or he said the Orioles, aren't going to be a factor. I want them to play spoilers so many times throughout the season. It'll just be so much fun. Just like,
well, that's kind of what screwed the
look
Yankees
at this guy licking
year.
his chops over here.
I know he's
I said we're not talking about the Orioles. Clark brings up the Orioles and hit the bottom of the desk a little bit, but Clark got that one. Sorry, Carla. Clark's had to explain that one to you. No, but the Orioles kind of last year played into the division where the only team to not have like double-digit wins against the Orioles last year
were the Yankees.
And it screwed them to where they had to play a wild card game. So yes, the Orioles very well could be spoilers this year.
Yeah, but no, I like Tampa. I'm buying into the youth and I'm buying into the fun with Toronto too. I'm liking that. And
plus,
you can't count what?
I was gonna say they have the best home field advantage. Any unvaxxed players can't play there.
Yeah, which is possibly Judge. We don't know the status of Judge. But I'm not counting out the Yankees or Red Sox either. I like both teams. The Story move is fine for Boston. I think that's suitable enough for them. That infield is going to be fun. The Yankees, as much as we make jokes about the whole Donaldson thing, if Donaldson stays healthy, that's not a bad team either.
But the thing with the Yankees is that they really haven't done moves to push the needle significantly better.
I agree
with any of these teams, really, because
I agree.
Boston, say what you want, but they've consistently beat the Yankees. Tampa has consistently beat the Yankees, and Toronto's played competitive, and I think they've made enough moves to have the competitive games go their way now.
Yeah, for me, I still think Tampa wins the division just because they can win with a little league team. But at some point, this is really where the analytics game comes into effect. Can the Rays win it all with the analytics, or do you go with the star power like Toronto most likely is going to have the next few years? So I'll still take Tampa this year, but I do think Toronto is going to be pushing them the whole way. Boston, they are. Last year they were awesome and then just completely collapsed and blew the division lead. Or blew their lead to the Yankees just 14 games into after the All-Star break. So Boston's hit or miss. They're going to kind of be there with the Yankees for a third or fourth.
I think out of all the teams, this floor is definitely the lowest for Boston, just because after Sale and Eovaldi, their pitching staff takes a significant dip. Garrett Whitlock and Tanner Houck are, your bullpen and relievers and third or fourth starters, and Matt Barnes outside the bullpen, they really don't have much to go to. So it's Rays, and Clark. You're going with the Jays?
I'm going with the Jays. Yeah.
All righty. So
I'm going to pull a Jack and say if Wander Franco tears his ACL, then Tampa's not going to win the division.
All right. So let's switch things over to the National League with the NL East. This is Clark's territory. You got the Marlins, the Mets, the Braves, the Nats, and the Phillies. Kind of all the teams made moves, obviously the biggest being the Mets going out and getting a lot of superstar talent, Scherzer, Marte,
Hannah,
and just Bassett and Escobar. It goes list on and on.
A lot of names.
Marlins made some moves, Soler, Garcia, most notably. Nationals haven't really done much. Braves swapped out Freeman for Olsen, and the Phillies went out and got Schwarber and Castellanos. So similar to the AL East, at least every team's kind of trying to go for it and compete.
Yeah, I'll obviously talk about the Mets in a minute, but I'm just saying this now: the Marlins will not finish in last place. I think that's
the Nationals.
The Marlins finish in third place in this division this year. I like the depth of the youth of their pitching. I like the youth of that team. I think they finally take this step forward. They have Jeter out of office, which is a good thing because he kind of brought that franchise to crap, if we're being honest.
Well, he hit the hard reset button when he got there.
Yeah. I like this Miami team. I just want to say that. I wouldn't be surprised if they come in third in the division and Phillies in fourth.
And they've started to build like a nice little core. they're obviously going to build around Jazz Chisholm, but like veterans of like Avisail Garcia and Jorge Soler and Miguel Rojas, those not Miguel Rojas. God, who's the shortstop? It's something Rojas.
Miguel Rojas.
Is it? Yeah. At least they have it's a good lineup. And like you said, their staff is very high ceiling and very young.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to win the division, but I just wanted to touch on that before. And what can I say about the defending champs, the Braves? I mean, like you said, they swapped. They got a younger Freddie Freeman there. That's all. That's great. They're going to be a healthy Acuna, hopefully. Healthy Acuna is good for baseball. So hopefully that stays on the field. And
Albies and Riley are coming back off of career seasons.
Yeah, they look good. And the Mets so far, I mean, on paper, they look great. It's just depending on if they stay healthy and if they blow the lead in the second half again. But no, like you said, Justin, sorry, creamy. All teams are competitive in this division, which is the fun part. We won't get the predictions yet, but it should be fun, this division.
For me, obviously the Mets are going to be up there for the running because they are loaded. Let's be honest. Granted, of course, got to stay healthy. Sources tell us that DeGrom's heading for the IL with Tommy John, and
his UCL is hanging on by dental floss, from what we've heard.
You need a bounce back season from Lindor and McNeil. Pete's got to hit another 50 bombs, but they're going to be up there the whole way. Atlanta, like we said, in some opinions, maybe got better. Matt Olson might be better.
Better, younger.
To some eyes, yeah. Phillies, I really want to buy into the Phillies. I do. I think they could be a sleeper if they stay healthy and stay consistent.
They've been trying for so long. Since they got Harper, they've been throwing money down the tube, just trying to get it.
Missed the wild card by a couple games last season, missed the division by a couple games, or second place. I think just the wild card. They need bounce back seasons from Bohm. They need to keep up the consistency with Nola and Zach Wheeler. The bullpen is meh. Got Corey Nebel, Brad Hand, nothing too great, but
all just kind of washed early, just old arms, old veteran arms.
Kyle Gibson's going to be your 3 starter, so this is going to rely heavily on the offense. And I mean, let's be honest, they have the boppers to do it.
It's like Boston.
Castellanos, they're going to be good. Nationals, I kind of forgot about them. They're a wash, and the Marlins. They just need to start getting these prospects up. That's all. Yeah. So I guess I'll start the prediction.
Yeah, go for it.
Say it, baby.
I'm gonna say it.
There's so much pain in his voice.
It's gonna be the Mets. It'll be cool to watch DeGrom and Scherzer. I know Clark's gonna be dumping some money into Apple TV, so to watch
Fubo, baby.
Fubo's gone, baby.
Is it?
It's baseball season. You gotta get Pix 11 on YouTube, baby. YouTube TV's back.
I'm gonna say Mets, Braves, Phillies, but don't sleep on.
Now, what are their records going to be and their run differential?
Their home splits.
Home and away.
Yeah.
Nights, days, games. Clark, what about you?
What's the longest win streak for each team?
Remember it was Cleveland who went 18 a few years ago, something like that, onto their World Series run, I think.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I really don't want to pick the Mets because I didn't pick them last year. I think I picked Atlanta last year.
Did it?
No, it didn't.
You missed the playoffs.
I'm about to say for our predictions purposely.
Great.
Yeah,
fantastic.
That means check shit.
Give me the Mets. I see that. I see that pitching. That's the thing. Punch, honestly,
they have 5 legitimate aces for 20 teams in the MLB in their rotation alone between Carrasco, Bassett, DeGrom, Scherzer, Walker.
I'm not calling Carrasco an ace. I'm sorry.
On the Orioles, he would be. No, he wouldn't. Okay. Diamondbacks, Pirates, he would be.
They have Mad Bum, the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. He's washed beyond belief.
Best pitcher in Yankee history right there.
I'm buying into the star power. Give me the Mets as well.
Oh, boy. That's scary.
Yeah, that's a little worrisome there, Clark.
Yeah.
So you want to go AL or NL next?
Go back to AL.
All right, let's go to the AL West now, which has the Mariners, Rangers, Athletics, Astros, and Angels. Most notably, the Rangers spent $500 million, it seemed, on a middle infield with
all for a 75 win season.
Seager and Marcus Semien, and they threw the house at John Gray, so that's their moves. Mariners, what did they do again? Oh, Robbie Ray, the
Winker, Eugenio Suarez.
and Eugenio Suarez. So they beefed up the teams that way. Angels really haven't done much. Typical. Astros, they lost Carlos Correa.
Sure.
Yeah, on a 1-year deal. And the Athletics completely ripped it, gutted it, and murdered their franchise in front of their entire fan base for the 5th time, it seems, this decade alone. So is it still the Astros division, or some of the young teams coming for it?
As much as we turn our backs to the Astros and say, oh, they can't be good this year, I still like the Astros. I'm going to be honest.
Me too.
I still like
They just constantly keep replenishing talent. Honestly,
who's playing short?
Jeremy, Abramer. I saw it today on a spring training game. Yeah, but still, you still have Altuve, you still have Gurriel, you still have Tucker, who's turning into an elite player apparently. Yordan Alvarez and Alex Brightman. That's still enough talent. And Justin Verlander's looked really good this spring, coming off of a Tommy John surgery at age 39.
Yeah, this division could be fun at the end of the year too, because I feel like the Mariners could be in that race too, and you never know if the Angels stay healthy. I mean, they've been trying to focus on pitching, and like I said, they got Syndergaard, and
I just love how we're just completely gassing the Rangers aside.
I just don't believe in them.
I really don't either. Outside of those two, what else do they really have?
Exactly.
This is also banking on 1 year of Marcus Semien, who went off.
That is true. You're right. Yep.
When was the last time Seager played a full season? I mean, he's been on this multiple 60-day ILs in the past 3 years. So
you're 100% correct. And that's my same thing with the Angels though too. I want to take the Angels to come in second in this division, but they got to stay healthy. That's the thing. It's Syndergaard who's coming off an injury.
So last year alone, Corey Seager played 95 games. So in his career, 2015, 27 games, 2016 where he won Rookie of the Year, 157, 2017, 145, 2018, 26 games, 2019, 134, 2020, 52. So that was the shortened season. So he played all but 8. And which at that point, if that's full season, he's missing, 24 or whatever. And then last year was 95 games. He's only played 100 games 3 times over 100 games 3 times in his
career. That's bad.
Rough.
Yeah. I have them. Honestly, I have the Rangers coming in 4th in this division. I'll say that.
I am excited. It's time, Justin, for the naked brunch. Time? I'm kidding. I think Seattle breaks the drought.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna pick them to win the division. I know it's tough for the Astros. They were in the World Series last year, let's be honest, but Correa is a big hit. Verlander's age 38 at this point?
Something like that, 38, 39.
I think the time is going to start to slowly dip for them. I think they're going to finish second. The Angels, I would love to see them stay healthy, but they just can't.
I know, it's so sad.
That's going to be rough.
Trout and Ohtani are just a ticking time bomb one way or another of being hurt. And it sucks because also Rendon had a career horrible year last year. So
I think he bounces back, honestly.
I hope to God he does.
100% think if he bounces back, they're competitive in that division.
Let's not forget too, the Mariners did get Adam Frazier as well.
That's a forgotten move.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
If their pitching can figure it out, I mean, Robbie Ray, Marco Gonzalez, Logan Gilbert looked really good last year. This could be a fun team to watch. Kelnick, I hope he becomes the face of the MLB at this point. I really do. No offense there, Clarky, but
you just want to keep sticking it to.
Oh gosh.
If anything, it's Julio Rodriguez who's going to be the better of the two.
If they call him up.
Kyle Lewis also needs to get out of witness protection because he's just been MIA since winning Rookie of the Year in 2020.
And if you're the Athletics, how do you not dump the 2 pitchers? You gutted everything, and
you hold on to that.
Give up a king's ransom for those 2 pitchers.
So they
every single team wanted him.
Every day added another team. It's like Royals, Twins, Tigers, the entire Central, and then
Yeah.
Give me the Astros to win the division.
Clark's going with the Astros. All right. Bologna. I think you said it. The Mariners, right?
Yeah, I'll take the Mariners.
Mariners.
Keeping track of this.
Yes, I am actually, because I want to see what happens, how wrong or right we actually are.
Every single one.
I will clear this doc out and forget that I have it in about a month, because that's what I usually do. But I will have the recording. I'm not going back and listening to this. So I said it before. The Rays and the Astros are very similar, and that I am going with the Astros also winning the division, because until they're unthroned, it's their division. So I'm going with them.
Dethroned.
Yes, unthroned, dethroned. Same shit.
I hope it's not them and the Rays again in the ALCS or DS. It's been like 5 years in a row they faced off in the playoffs.
Yeah,
the Astros always win too.
Might just be.
It very well could be. So let's go now to the NL West, which has the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Padres, Giants, and the Rockies. Yeah,
there shouldn't be too much to talk about.
Well, that's what we said last year. And then the Giants won 106 games.
7 Giants won. Yeah.
Insane.
They're taking a step back. I think that's safe to say. That was the miracle year last year.
The greatest Cinderella run of all time, as we've been told.
Yeah. It's the Dodgers.
It's that easy. They added Freddie Freeman to already an all-star team. Tatis is out for 2 to 3 months for riding a dirt bike. The Diamondbacks are wandering around the desert. Ketel Marte has Stockholm syndrome. He signed an extension. He's still there. Chris Bryant must have gone to Colorado for the weed at this point, because what else? Why would you sign with the Rockies? And the Giants are just old and decrepit, So at that point, it's gotta be the Dodgers, right?
There's no way around it. It's the Dodgers, and if they get Trevor Bauer back too, just another Cy Young caliber pitcher. Obviously, we don't know if he's coming back, but that's a name that's kind of forgotten in the baseball world. So, yeah, this team is. Dave Roberts already guaranteed it.
Look, and then he just signed a 3-year deal or something like that?
I think so, something like that. Yeah, he's through 2026, I think now.
They'll win at least one in that time.
He's been putting together a Hall of Fame managerial career. Unsurprising.
Yeah. And if I'm being honest, I say no wild cards come out of this division as well. That includes the Padres.
Interesting. So you think
Padres?
So just kind of look at the NL Central, because it's.
We can do that next. That's fine.
Yeah, that's where I kind of was going to segue to. So you would assume that more teams are coming out of the East at that point.
Yes, like I can see. Yeah, well, there are 3 wild cards, right?
Yes.
I can see
Phillies, Braves, Mets.
I mean,
that's your worst nightmare right there.
Yeah. No, I could see, if we're talking about the Central, I could see St. Louis being a wild card. That's about it.
Brewers,
because Brewers are going to win the division probably.
So let's talk about the Central then. You got the Brewers, Cubs, Cardinals, Pirates, and Reds. Reds fire sold again. They just were tired of competing and spending money. Pirates, they're still rebuilding. Cardinals haven't done anything. They added Albert Pujols for his one last ride. That doesn't do much, though. He's a platoon DH at that point. Cubs, I don't know what the hell they're doing, because they let their whole core walk away, and they signed Clinton Frazier, Marcus Stroman, and Ayrton Simmons.
And Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, so
5 years deal.
Well, that's kind of like the standard for any player coming over from Japan or Korea and whatnot. And then you got the Brewers, who, in kind of like the Cardinals, did nothing really this offseason. So this whole division really didn't add anything to it.
The Brewers, they're kind of set. I mean, they had a really good year last year.
They stumbled into one of the best rotations in baseball.
Yeah.
Maybe the best rotation.
Yeah. I mean, Corbin Burns coming out of nowhere does help.
Brandon Woodruff, Wandy Peralta, like what?
Hader's back.
Hader, Williams, like those are really good.
What about Rowdy Tellez, Justin?
Rowdy, big Rowdy.
They did get Hunter Renfroe, and they signed McCutchen. Nothing really moves the needle here.
Their offense solely relies on Christian Yelich returning to at least half to a third, 2/3 of his MVP form, because he was a shell of himself last season, and that took a significant hit in the offense.
It's going to be the 2-team race, Brewers or Cardinals. See who can win it. I'm going to pick the Cardinals. I think they're still really good. If they really need Jack Flaherty back. I know he's dealing with some injury troubles.
At this point, they should really just go and get another starter.
They will not let go of Wainwright. That's the guy.
No, and I mean, it's nice that not for Clark, but Wainwright, Molina, and Pujols all get to go out one more time together, at least, which is cool that it's coming full circle. And seeing him in a Cards uniform and potentially hitting 700 with the Cardinals,
it's nice.
Just seems right. But also, he needs 21 home runs to hit 700. Don't know if he'll get the ABs.
One more year.
No, he's already said this is it. He's 42, and
I know
he can't even walk to first base on like a home run. It seems at this point, like watching him run is painful.
They got Steven Matz too.
Did you see he got blown up twice?
Really?
So in spring training, you can put pitchers back in. He got blown up. They took him out, put him back in, and then he got blown up again. That's
fantastic. And that stuff like that kills his confidence. He was always very mental while he pitched, so that's gonna be fun for them. I'm with Steve on this one. Give me the Cardinals to win the division. I actually no. I'm sorry. I disagree. I'm going with the Brewers to win the division. I'm
thinking
sorry.
For yourself for once.
No. I wanted to.
Who'd you say? The Pirates
later with the Cardinals. No, I'm going with the Brewers. That pitching's too good to bet against. Brewers to win.
This is a very boring division, and I think the most boring team can kind of win it. And pitching is boring because you have no offense from one team at that point. So I'm with Clark. I am also going the Brewers as well. So we are to our final division, which is
Cardinals, though, I will say,
yes,
arguably best outfield in baseball.
Defensively, yeah.
I mean, Carlson, Bader, and O'Neill. Yeah, like that's nasty. That's really good. Just wanted to say that.
Indeed. So let's go to our final division. The worst in baseball, honestly. Royals, Tigers, Twins, White Sox, and the new Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah.
Obviously, the biggest splash in the whole division, Correa going to the Twins, Baez going to the Tigers. Guardians are just there. White Sox really haven't made any moves because since they've really kind of put this team together, they haven't made any big free agent splashes because they haven't been able to. And then the Royals are slowly but surely getting their rebuild together. Their big thing is they're waiting on Bobby Witt to come up this season. So how are we feeling about this division? Is it still the White Sox World Series push, or are the Twins and Tigers making enough moves to at least be competitive for once?
Nah, give me the White Sox.
I agree. I mean, Twins, give them a run for their money for sure. May possibly sneak into the wild card. I don't know. Tigers, too soon. Give me another 2-3 years.
Yeah, they're trying to pull like a Blue Jays and jump their schedule a little bit by signing Baez, but it's like other than Baду and Baez, what else do they actually have out there? Honestly,
Robbie Grossman
and Eduardo Rodriguez. But I'm also with you guys. It's the White Sox division. They're trying to win a World Series. They're the best team because also the Twins, they went from, like we said in other podcasts, screw it, we're blowing up to screw it, let's go for it. At the same time, I think that identity crisis will come back to bite them in this season.
Yeah, I could see things not going well. Buxton gets hurt.
Again.
Of course.
Again, yeah. Pitching is just, I mean, they're going for it, but then they dumped Berrios last year.
Yes.
Granted, they got back Austin Martin.
But now they've been hell-bent on finding pitching. That's why you have Sonny Gray, Chris Archer, Kenta Maeda. It's like,
Yikes. Yeah, I could see things going very south for them. And at the deadline or at the end of the season, Correa opts out, back into this whole ordeal again.
Do it all over again. Yep.
Buxton trade rumors begin. So it's just a weird team. The White Sox are loaded if they stay healthy. And I hope they do because Robert and Eloy have been
fun team to watch.
Eloy and Robert have been bad. They just can't stay.
They've been hurt. That's their biggest knock is that they've been hurt.
Yeah.
So that's all of our divisions. Rays, Mets, Astros, Dodgers, Brewers, White Sox for myself. Jays, Mets, Astros, Dodgers, Brewers, White Sox for Clark. And then Rays, Mets, Mariners, Dodgers, Cardinals, and White Sox for Bologna. So our way too early AL pennant winner. Who do you guys got?
Out of the AL. Give me sticking with Toronto. Give me Toronto all the way.
Bologna?
I have no idea. Well, it's because like I want to say Tampa, but Tampa's
I almost said Tampa
lost
too.
every year so far. The
They were in
Astros
the World Series last year.
were they? Well, they were 20, right?
No, they weren't.
20.
Who was the World Series?
It was Braves,
God.
Astros.
Houston and yeah,
It ju-
Atlanta.
Dodgers, Rays. You're right though. But okay,
yeah,
so
with
sorry.
the COVID year,
It blurs together.
3 out of the 4 years they went for it, they've lost in the playoffs. But I want to say the Yankees, but I'm not.
You
Say
can. You pussy. You can.
Okay, I'll say the Orioles. Give me the Yankees. Give myself some confidence. Hopefully they could squeak in and make a little bit of a run.
Cool. And I am gonna go with. I think
Say it, pussy. Say it.
The Chicago White Sox. I think their two big bats in Robert and Eloy stay healthy. I think the pitching staff stays together, and I think they finally get over the hump and get to the World Series.
Cool, bro.
Yeah, dog. And now on the NL side, who you guys got?
A battle. I picked the youth in Toronto, and give me the one last run of the St. Louis Cardinals coming out of the National League.
Oh, that is just an unappealing World Series.
Give me the
That's
Cardinals
so bad.
and the Blue Jays. The Bird Battle.
Hey,
That'd be
you're
cool.
forgetting one bird team.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Eagles?
I'll take the Dodgers.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, I'm going to stay chalk with Bologna as well. I'm going with the Dodgers. So that makes
a Dodgers Cardinals NLCS.
The wild card game is good.
Pujols getting revenge on the Dodgers.
First half a season.
the 20 games he actually participated in to some capacity. So that wraps up our division preview podcast. Baseball's right around the season, so that's fun.
It's right around the season. Love
right
it.
around the corner.
Right around the season.
Right around the corner, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then it's WrestleMania week, so stay tuned and watch out for all those podcasts. So when they come out, Clark, where can people watch and listen to everything?
And YouTube, Apple Podcast, and the Spotify. And follow the social medias on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Sports Death Pod. That's Sports DEPT Pod. You pretty much went through all the crap that we're doing. So stay tuned to all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in the next episode.